Joining me now is the Democratic congressman from the state of Washington, Adam Smith. Congressman Smith is the ranking member on the House Armed Services Committee. It is always great to see you, sir, and hear from your perspective. Thanks for being with us tonight. When you sort of think of the global landscape there, as I laid some of it out, sort of how do you digest where we are right now and where this administration is, given all the talk today about national security?
Well, we're in a period of extreme uncertainty. Trump has knocked over a lot of furniture in the first 100 days, and he spends, as you kind of did a little bit there, that it's all going to work out in the end. But we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with China and trade in the long term. We don't know what's going to happen in the Ukraine war, what's happening in the Middle East. What we do know is it's gotten worse since Trump became president. Russia has been emboldened by Trump's early efforts to undermine Zelensky in Ukraine and sort of puff up Putin a little bit. The war in Gaza has restarted. The war in Yemen has been ramped up dramatically, and the war in Ukraine goes merrily on. And our economic statistics have turned sharply for the negative. As I was watching the preview.
Do you see any progress at all from your perch?
Well, not right now, no. Now, I think you laid out maybe this is setting up the preconditions so that Putin does actually negotiate. But I think Trump made a huge mistake up front by putting all of the pressure on Zelensky. You know, he and Vice President Vance sent the clear message to Russia that we were ready to bail on Ukraine. And that took the pressure off of Russia, off of forcing them into the peace agreement. Now, Trump has changed his language slightly in the last week, but that put us on our back foot in that situation. So
what do you make of this minerals deal, Congressman, when you talk about lithium, rare earths, titanium, zirconium, just some of the elements there? The president said this is going to be worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Do you take him at his word there? And what do you think this means for the United States?
Yeah, I mean, when President Trump says something that's factually accurate, that should be what's news. I mean, to begin with, $360 billion, it's roughly a little bit less than half that we've actually spent going into Ukraine. Second of all, if you look at this Ukraine minerals deal, there's no deal here. There's no specific, we get this, we get that. It's really just sort of a framework for future conversations. And maybe that happens, but it isn't like Ukraine promised you, $1 billion worth of minerals. So it's all speculative at this point. I will say this. It is a very positive sign that Trump and Zelensky are talking, and that Trump and Vance are no longer just hurling insults at President Zelensky and backing Putin's vision of the war in Ukraine. So whatever it is a sign that President Trump is willing to talk to Ukraine, willing to take the situation serious, and hopefully we can build on that.